I think what I'm probably going to miss most about high school is just the people. I'll be honest, I've been here for about 11 years and I've grown so close to everyone here that I feel like I'm losing part of myself at times. It sucks. Really does. But what can you do?
Something I would change is for the detention kids, instead of going around and cleaning up garbage or whatever they do, I'd make it so they get to spend a day with a senior and they get to do whatever the senior asks of them.
Mrs. Wood's my favorite teacher because she's very understanding, and you know what? She freaking rocked it this year. Yeah, she's pretty cool. I like her a lot.
My favorite year was probably my junior year. The reason being is going on all the college, on the college trips. It was just a lot of fun going on all of them and experience the college life when I was 17 years old.
I'm gonna miss the people, probably like the most, but I'm also gonna miss the environment that we had here. I feel like we knew everyone pretty well, and we were all like a small family, so it's gonna suck leaving it behind.
Okay, so my favorite teacher is Miss Hearn because she could always put a smile on my face even on the worst days of high school.
My favorite memory from this year was the Mr. IACS assembly. I was really shocked that I won and stuff, but that's always been like my goal since I first started watching it in the 8th grade and stuff. So yeah.
My least favorite thing about high school was definitely the senior projects and the senior presentation. It took so much time and energy, and I'm super glad to be done with it.
My favorite year of high school was probably my junior year, and partially this year, but mainly my junior year. The reasons for it is really I ended up finding people who I could relate with more and started fine-tuning myself as a person, and I grew a lot that year, and I think honestly it's mainly because of the people who came into my life that year.
Okay, well the one thing that I wish I could have changed this year is I would have made it so that they asked us a question at Econ Summit so that we could have actually participated in the debate, and then we would have won! Justice for Brazil!
What I'm gonna miss most about high school is the people, definitely the people, and probably some of the teachers. I know I probably complain more than any other senior about having to be at school. When it comes down to it, like, you're surrounded by people who care about you.
My favorite year was definitely my junior year. I made a lot of good friends and I made a lot of long-lasting friendships, and I loved it the most. I got to do Jekyll, and it was just the year that I think I found myself and I really learned to love myself.
I plan on attending College of Idaho to study. I'm not really sure, but I definitely know I want to go into education. I'm just not sure what I'll be teaching.
So my favorite teacher is probably Mrs. Jenkins, just because she's so easy to talk to and understanding, and she isn't judgmental and you can really just tell her anything. And my favorite memory with her is probably doing solo ensemble my junior year. I was super nervous about it and I almost pulled out, but when I went through it, the look on her face after I finished was just very priceless, and I was very, very happy, and she made me feel very proud of myself.
What I'm going to miss most about high school is like getting to know the people around me. I feel like once I get to college, I'm not gonna like really know my teachers or even the people I'm seeing there, and you know, my classmates, and so I'm gonna miss that.
I think I'm like really looking forward to like adulting and like feeding myself and dressing myself. Just kidding, I already do that. I'm excited to like have a sleepover with my BFF Cindy every night and watch Princess Diaries. Thank you.
I want to learn website, like web programming, like creating websites. So getting into computer programming. I'm trying to go to a trade school called Dev Mountain in Salt Lake City where they teach you about web design.
If I could have changed anything about this year, it would be that I wouldn't let the stress of senior year get to me as much, because I could have spent a lot more time having fun and hanging out with friends instead of stressing about getting my senior project done.
My favorite teacher would be Mr. Labrum, just because he's like always there for you. Like, it's really, he goes like above and beyond the like teacher-student relationship. It's also like almost like a professional relationship. He doesn't just teach you, he also like teaches you the things you're going to need to know like going forward, and that's rad.
I am planning to go to CWI online for the most part to get my degree in early childhood education. But at the same time, I will also be taking all my dance performances with like MTI, and then there's an opportunity in California that I might take, so definitely still going to perform and get a degree.
My favorite teacher, it's a toss-up. It's either Chapman or Hughes, the Elder Hughes, and so I can't pick either one of them. First off, for Chapman, whenever you go into his classroom after school, you can sit there for an hour and not get help on one question, and he will literally ignore you, especially if you're the one that needs help the most. For Mr. Hughes, we'll spend the whole class talking about a bell ringer, and he'll argue with you on the stupidest things just to make you mad. Like, he just likes watching chaos. He says it's to make us think, but I don't believe him.
The thing I'm gonna miss most about high school probably is the people. Like, all my best friends, it's like a big chapter of my life is now ending and we're all going our separate ways. It's pretty sad, but I know like I'll never lose touch with them.
Favorite memory from this year has got to be performing at Mr. IACS and doing that whole thing. Like, it was so much fun to go up there with Daria and play piano and violin, and then I did a goofy skit, and I even got to play some harmonica. But
The thing I'm most looking forward to is moving out and being on my own, because I kind of want to do that and just live and not have to be like so dependent on my parents.
My favorite part of the year was going to San Francisco because I got to hang out with all my friends, and we stayed up late singing Disney songs and walked around and bought knickknacks. It was really fun.
Okay, my favorite memory from this year was definitely joining Rock Band and being able to play music every day.
My favorite teacher is Miss Wood because she's inspirational, and in choir she gives us like little motivational speeches and like just gives us advice about life in general and even high school life too.
My favorite year was definitely senior year because as stressful as it is, it's also the most relaxed because really nothing you can do is going to change your future anymore. So it's like what you've done up until now is how it's going to be. And so it's like as stressful as it is, there's also a sense of peace, and it's just easy.
I'm taking a year off for work, and then I'm going to college for personal training.
My favorite teacher has to be Mr. Chapman, because every day in class he always plays this weird music, and he starts talking about the weirdest stuff, so like half the class we don't do anything, and then he gets off task really easily, and he's always making jokes, and he's funny. He's my favorite teacher.
My favorite memory this year, I'd have to say, would be the Econ Summit. I was Team Turkey, and somehow we won the costume contest, even though the only one that was dressed up was Jacob Carter.
I don't really know what I plan on doing after high school, but for like 3 weeks I'm gonna go to the Dominican Republic this summer. What do you call a dog with no legs? It doesn't matter what you call it, it's not gonna come.
Okay, so what I'm gonna miss most about going to school here is going to school with my brother, because he's like my best friend, and I'll miss like beating him up in the hallways. Just kidding, I don't beat him up, but like, I don't know, just like seeing him in the hallways, it's gonna be sad, you know, not seeing him just at home now, and he's mean at home.
So one thing I'll miss most about high school is my friends, all the friends that I had. I was friends with them ever since like 4th grade, and I don't know, they're just so great, and I'm gonna miss them the most, and I just hope that we stay in contact a lot after high school.
Probably getting to spend time with a lot of my friends. There's a lot of people that I spend time with on a regular basis, and I'm not going to get to see them after I graduate, so I'm definitely going to miss that a lot. But who knows, maybe moving on to college, make new friends, maybe I'll get to see some of them again. But I'll definitely miss that.
My favorite teacher was Mr. Vaughn. He was the previous band director here. And I guess it was because he was the one that taught me how to play the saxophone and got me more introduced into music and made me enjoy jazz even more than it is.
After high school, I am planning on going to ISU. I am planning on studying communications and media persuasions.
What I'm going to miss most about high school is probably hanging out with all my friends every day and just like becoming a close-knit family with like all of the seniors. Like we grew up together, like I'm just gonna miss everybody.
I don't really have a favorite memory of this year. It's more of last year when Sarah Milkovich spilled red juice all over my packet. That was going to be due to Mr. Hughes, and Mr. Hughes decided to put it in the microwave to let it dry faster, and it started on fire. We almost burned down the school, and I still have it till this day.
Okay, after high school, I'm going to paramedic school, and my career goal is to be a firefighter paramedic for Nampa.
Something I wish I would have changed about this year is definitely focusing more on the positive and the negative stuff that happened. I definitely stressed a lot more than I should have, and I regret not enjoying my last year of high school as much as I should have.